Following appearances in the 2017 Doctor Who Christmas special and An Adventure in Space and Time, David Bradley has been snapped up by Big Finish Productions to appear in the new series of First Doctor audio adventures. Returning alongside him are Claudia Grant, Jamie Glover and Jemima Powell as Susan, Ian and Barbara respectively. Overall, this set captures the feel of the First Doctor's era perfectly. The Doctor and his companions are presented as travellers that are exploring and discovering the universe for the very first time. There's a real sense of awe and wonder that echoes those first TV serials. The format is also the same, 4 25-minute parts, and there's a very conscious decision to categorise stories as either purely science fiction or purely historical. In this volume we're treated to one of each. The first story in the set is The Destination Wars by Matt Fitton, and this is probably my favourite story out of the two. It's a classic science fiction story set in a futuristic city that hides some dark secrets. There's a clever twist of setting this story in what appears to be 2003. Ian and Barbara assume this is Earth, of course, but in fact, the TARDIS landed on a different alien planet, a human colony world called Destination. James Dreyfus's Master is the highlight of the story, and possibly of the entire set. He gives a suitably sinister performance that's really in keeping with the character. It's nice to see this first incarnation, and the first meeting of the Doctor and Master since they both left Gallifrey. He also has some great moments opposite Susan. It hadn't occurred to me that she too would recognise him from their Gallifrey days. Despite being an earlier incarnation, however, there's no doubting that this Master is just as evil as his future selves. There's a fantastic moment towards the end of part 1, where he tries to use Ian and Barbara's affiliation with the First Doctor to his advantage. The second story in this set is The Great White Hurricane by Guy Adams. Set in 19th century New York, this story successfully creates peril out of means other than an alien threat. In contrast to the box set's first tale, the threat is much closer to home in this case. There's the titular hurricane, a life-threatening natural disaster that gives the whole story a nice backdrop and sense of impending doom. Against this backdrop, we get examples of the nastier side of human nature, of misplaced loyalty in gangs and greed and selfishness as well. The regular cast is split up nicely, they're each given a little subplot that feeds into the main overall plot, and this helps to keep the story interesting. It certainly never loses momentum. The story ends on a game-changing cliffhanger that, despite coming out of nowhere, certainly helps set up a lot of intrigue and anticipation for the second box set coming out later this year. I certainly cannot wait to see how it will be resolved, and also, what further adventures we'll see with this magnificent TARDIS team. Admittedly, this TARDIS team is made up of different actors to the originals. There's no denying that, but also no avoiding that really. The cast interpretations of the characters are recognisable enough. Bradley in particular is in his element as the First Doctor after much practice already on TV. Frankly though, it's just nice to have more adventures with the original TARDIS team, and a means of realising them, with the audio, with the voices, in a convincing way. The new cast does do a commendable job, and the end result is a fitting tribute to those first cast members. I'll pop the link to this box set in the description below so you can check it out if you haven't already, and if you have listened to it, please post your thoughts in the comments section below. I'd love to hear what you think, if you disagreed with me or agreed with me on any of my points. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you soon for some more new content. Goodbye for now, guys.